Move the Mouse here, back in City Skylines, the town of Portsmouth. Let's play Season 7, Episode number 10. And I think we've got to start getting serious about this traffic problem. This is a diamond interchange. It exists here in the real Portsmouth, but it doesn't support all the traffic because there are other interchanges around the area. And I think we need to get going on that. We might have to move our water out of the way to accomplish this. But I'd like to bring traffic from over here into this way, I think. Or maybe just provide another interchange on this highway into this area. I think might be beneficial. But it's going to require us to move things around just a little bit. But we've got the money for it. So I think that's what today's episode is going to be, is just kind of reworking and providing another exit over here. Before we dive in, though, I want to show you just a couple quick little changes I did. I hated the park. It was all crooked, and I did some straight rows and straightened out the roads. Now it's almost a little bit too mechanical, but I put some of the tiles down over here. Dropped in the assets that were on this side of the park over here and just squared them off a little bit. But didn't change too much. The other thing that I added in, which I think is a natural fit for down here, is, sorry about the camera movement, the Old Market Street, I think it's called, unique building. And basically this provides a boost to commercial areas, or commercial businesses in the area, I should say. And it does kind of fit the motif pretty well. It's a little different. It's not quite the Euro House look, but kind of got that same feel. And I thought if there was a place for this in our map, it was definitely going to be here in the downtown area. So we'll, like I said, we'll come back and revisit and break up some of these patterns and mix and match townhouses with row houses a bit more like I did over here. But that is for a later episode. Let's try and resolve some of the traffic problems in today's episode. So let's see where we're at traffic-wise to start, to see if we make any improvements. Right here. So 72% traffic flow, and it's really all congestion along what is Market Street and Woodbury Ave. So this is a heavy area, but because this one highway exit's kind of really supporting everything, it's just backing everything up. We do have this diamond interchange over here as an option, so some people can dump off a little bit closer, but let's give people another option to come into this area. And I think what we want to do is we want to feed traffic into here and maybe up over into here, provide some quick routes there, but that might be more of a fix it later thing, coming off this highway and bringing up a main avenue through here. If we wanted to really stay true to Portsmouth, this turbine wouldn't be here. There'd be a traffic circle here that would actually connect people from this highway to getting onto the perpendicular highway. But that's okay. We'll do with what we we'll do what we can with what we have. So I'm thinking, let's pause. Let's get out of here. What was our number? 72%. I already forgot. 73, 72, somewhere in there. Let's see if we can get a little bit of improvement up just by offering another route into this area. Now, I think what we'll want to do is, to make sure people don't cut through here, is let's paint off a district that encompasses all of the houses in here, but not the road itself. And we can say Old Town on it, and that will prevent people... I think we have Old Town unlocked. I hope that we do. But that'll prevent people from cutting through here unless they're actually, unless they actually live here, unless they're actually visiting somebody in here. So let's do that. Policies. I want to say city planning, but I could be wrong. No, Old Town right here. So only residents and businesses can use the area for motor vehicles. Ban other motor vehicle traffic. So if you're not coming into here, which is all residential, so if you don't live here, you shouldn't be cutting through here, basically. And that shouldn't be impacting any of the other streets. Let's switch to the smaller tool and just make sure as much of the housing is covered as we can. But I think as long as those streets are covered, we should be good, because that'll keep everybody in the residential area, or rather keep everybody out of the residential area unless they live there. So we're going to do just a temporary intersection here. It's going to be a diamond. It's going to be a little sloppy. I'm going to use Move It to try and clean it up because it doesn't really have the best space that we need to work with. But we need to start diverting some of the traffic from that one highway exit coming into the main downtown area to at least the second one to de-stress it just a little bit. So I'm going to time lapse this real quick, but I wanted to give you a quick update on the fundraiser that I'm running for season 7 of the Let's Play. So I started messing around with some of the YouTube studio tools. Some of them are in beta, and unfortunately the giving and fundraising option is one of those. So I set up a campaign to benefit able gamers, and you'll find on most of the episodes in season 7 there's a link to the fundraiser, and you can actually just hit donate right there on the page and donate right in the YouTube ecosystem. Able Gamers is a fantastic charity. Applebuddy and I talked to them at PAX last year, and we were able to raise $1,000 in one night on a stream back in springtime, and I'm hoping we can do the same thing again between now and the end of September. It's a really small goal for a community as large as this one to come together. If everybody that watches these Let's Plays gives just $1, we'll be able to hit that goal in no time. But because it's in beta, I've actually lost access to the beta tool in my dashboard. And what that means is that I can't add that donate link to any of the upcoming episodes until they sort out what happened on the back end. It's not available to everybody just yet. Only certain creators were invited. I apparently was in that pool, but have been removed from it, even though I had an active fundraiser going. So it's a little frustrating, but if you can go back to one of the, I want to say the first 8 videos all had them linked correctly, but if you can go back to one of those videos, you'll see a little green fundraiser link in the below the video title. It should be pretty easy to pick out, and there's a donate link that you can use right in there. So if you'd like to support, and if you can support, of course, give what you can, and it is an awesome cause, and we would really appreciate the support. But just keep in mind that you won't see those donation links, so I'll remind you about it every few episodes, because it is a really important cause. And I know that, you know, when you're watching this right now, it may not be a convenient time to go donate, but maybe if you're interested, just try not to forget, and I'll remind you a few more times over the rest of the season. Since I can't actually point you to it every video, it won't be right there until they get that back end problem fixed. Hopefully they do soon, and again, if they do, I'll be able to add all the videos from this season to that fundraiser. All the ad revenue from this season's going to the fundraiser, and again, if you can contribute, fantastic, and that is greatly appreciated. But I know a few of you picked up on the fact that I forgot to include a video in the fundraiser and mention it pretty quickly early on in the life of one of the last videos. So thanks for pointing that out. But in case you're wondering why you're not seeing the fundraiser and donate links now, that is why. Hopefully YouTube will get that sorted out and I'll be able to correct that. But yeah, if you can, go back to one of those videos, and you know, even if it's just $1, just every little bit helps. So thank you so much for your support. So at some point, we'll probably go through here and really revamp the entire highway. This part, especially over here, should all be elevated, heading off into this bridge. And then to meet up with that, we'll want to raise the bridge and drop it back down the other side. So this is just to get some of the traffic hopefully flowing off into this area. Now, it's not going to cut through the neighborhood. It is going to put a lot of stress on this outer avenue for sure, and also through here. But that should at least prevent some of this backup happening all the way back to the turbine interchange, which is what's happening right now, if we give people some other ways to get around the city. And it's not the prettiest thing, but again, we'll do a full highway revamp, but I wanted to do a little something down here. And it looks like people are taking that exit. It's a 2-lane road, so there's no stop signs or anything like that. We could do yields or giveaways, whatever you want to call them, if we wanted to smooth out any of the traffic. But until this is actually flowing over here, it's not really going to give us a lot of problems. Definitely busy. Definitely a busy little town. But we'll see if that cleans anything up. So we've got a ton of industrial demand. And I think what we're going to do is just keep meeting that over here for now. With highways. Whoops. So let's have a couple streets that come out over here. And eventually we're going to move all this out anyways. It's going to kind of be over in this general vicinity, but we want to have the big trade airport. We're going to have kind of all the industrial lined up behind it. But we need to kind of get to that next tile. Unfortunately, we're just about to hit a milestone. No tile. Next tile we get is at 34,000, and that's way above the population of the city. In fact, we're kind of hitting the limits of Portsmouth if we're talking about just Portsmouth proper. But this map actually encompasses what would be Newington. I want to say Greenland down here, Kittery. So there's 3 other townships in the area, or there's 4 townships on this screen right now. So, you know, we definitely can get the population up higher. It's just that I don't think that we want to grow too much more organically in game. We want to start cheating, unfortunately. So I think next episode we might turn on the unlock all milestone. Now, we're not going to do unlimited money or anything like that. Like, we're still going to do things relatively legit, but I want to start building on some of those other tiles. I want to start putting stuff where it's supposed to go rather than temporary placeholders, and that's unfortunately what we're kind of doing here. But we need a little bit of organic growth still to get through this episode, and one of the things that we need is industry. So we'll fill in a little bit more of a pocket of industry over there, and we'll see kind of where the needs crop up. You can see that we've got all this commercial problem happening over here. This is not supported well by the population. Some of that has to do with the fact that people just can't get around, right? Would be interesting to note, these aren't here in real life, but what if we gave this neighborhood a way to come over here? So if we go to what, you know what I found on the live stream the other day was nature reserve paths, when they're raised, actually look really cool. So let's try those. We're going to bring one of these across the water. Where are we going to bring it to? Maybe over here? And then we'll kind of connect it in to the street right there. That did connect the path, okay. And then we'll do the same thing on this side just to get people maybe walking over, I don't know. So we'll break that segment. Let's see. Turn snapping off. Or click on the tool to disable snapping and then not actually click it. That works too. Okay, let's see. Can we... Can we do something like that and then raise it up? Like so, and then maybe bring this up just a little bit? Or a lot? That really makes this house kind of wonky. In particular, that one. So let's dezone this one house. Sorry. By the way, you're moving out. And then let's just, yeah, let's get rid of this right here. We'll have one less house. Okay, that's nice. Already some people are walking across the bridge. Let's throw it on 3 times speed and see if our traffic problems get any better. I did not turn off the day-night cycle like I normally do. I usually forget. But I thought it might be kind of nice to see the sunset and see the city in motion. Ooh, okay. Solar power plant, baseball park. We don't really need either of these. But do we have any baseball stadiums? Because there is a couple baseball parks that I would like to drop in. We need kind of a little league feeling one, not a big stadium like this. So I think this might be a good option, but it is rather large. We need a park over here. There is a baseball park right here. So let's just do that. Let's see what this looks like. I think that's good. That's got kind of a little league feel. All right. Couple parking spots, couple bleachers. All right, let's see what our city looks like at night. We'll go into cinematic mode. See, we're doing a traffic over here. Definitely busier in through here. And through here. Holy cow. So again, this may not be the ultimate fix. Like, we might turn this into a traffic circle underneath. which might help things flow a little bit better through here. Man, how come every time I want to sit back and take a nice look at my city, something bursts into flames? It does have a nice orange glow, though. Okay, good job, boys. Thank you. And girls. So the city's coming along nicely, I think. You know, there's so much to do. There really is so much to do. But I'm liking the general feel. Obviously, we've got a ton of problems over here, right? What are the actual icons telling us? So, not enough goods to sell, so we need more industry, which we just kind of sorted out. And then these are not enough customers, right? Did I click on the wrong building? I did. Not enough educated workers. Okay, well, I guess it's time to take a look at kind of where things are at. So, water availability is good. Sorry, electricity availability is good. Water also. Garbage processing, doing pretty good here. We can see that we're actually processing garbage water. That counts as garbage processing. So, elementary's good. High school is a little bit under. So where are people not? So over here again, every new neighborhood we spin up needs a high school apparently. So let's drop a couple in because we've got the money. We'll do at least one. And since there's a business complaining over here, do we just drop it on top or do we put it kind of on the corner of the residential area, I think? Like that. Let's do that and we'll come in and de-zone this little pocket right here. So, education-wise, I mean, high school's in the green. We just need people to show up. That was kind of the theme of last episode, was all the high school dropouts, or technically they weren't going to high school because I wasn't covering it well. So, we've got to try and stay on top of that, especially if people are complaining about not enough educated workers. So, back into, or I should say into, because I don't think we've been there yet today, into policies. And let's just make sure. Okay, school's out is not on. We could do education boost for a bit. See what that does. So yeah, this is definitely creating some very heavy traffic. It's backing up a little bit onto this street, and it's not quite backing up to this intersection, so I'm okay with that. But now our backup is over here. So I think what we could do here is, if you look at this 3-lane highway has this right lane acting as both a go straight and an exit lane. And I think if we upgrade this segment right here to 4 lanes, we should smooth out traffic flow a little bit. But let's see. There's one way to find that out. That is with science. So what that does is that kind of gives traffic over here 3 lanes to merge into 3 lanes, and then the traffic that's coming on has its own lane to get in. Some of them just despawn. That's unfortunate. But now here we have 3 lanes going straight and 1 lane coming off the highway. So we might have just moved some of our traffic problems around. It does seem that for a town of 21,000, we're not doing so hot on traffic, but I've really been focused more on the aesthetics and, you know, where things are in the build rather than if they're done right. Someone commented on one of the last videos that, you know, love your cities. Well, I love your videos, but I hate the way you build your cities. Specific to, I'm assuming, Portsmouth, the video that they commented on. But this is honestly, I said at the beginning I wasn't going to do one-to-one. And it's not one-to-one, but all the major beats are there. All the major avenues are there. And honestly, blame it on the town planner of Portsmouth, unfortunately, because I think a lot of these kind of shortcomings of a city this size can be found in its roots going way back to the 1600s. So time for a little daylight. What do we get going on over here? Crime. Where's our crime coverage lacking? Do we need another little police station over here? A little precinct, I think. Let's do it right there. See what that does. So our jail availability is good. Where are we not covering? We're not covering too well down into here. Maybe across the street from the elementary school, a little police precinct to hopefully reach down into here a little bit. Looks like it's pretty good. We're a little dry up there, but we're okay with that. And we're a little dry over there. But maybe as we build some more stuff, we can connect a back road through here. But this really should be kind of an isolated suburb on its own. So we won't worry about that too much. But we'll keep an eye on our watch-its, and we've put the police coverage back in the green. The two things that are in the red here are crematorium availability, which we definitely could fix, and then heating availability. So heating we don't need to worry about because it is 53 degrees out. That's totally fine, totally comfortable. That is t-shirt weather in New England. If you're not from the area, if you're from a warmer climate, you may think that that's really cold. When it gets springtime and it starts getting into the 40s, that is, for me, t-shirt weather, windows open, radio blaring. So for you in other parts of the country or world, again, you may think that, you know, 40 degrees, 50 degrees is not t-shirt weather, but it certainly is in New England. Let me know in the comments down below, what is your cutoff for t-shirt weather? Preferably in Fahrenheit, but that's only because I don't really know Celsius. I know where water boils and freezes, that's it. But it's nothing a quick Google calculator can't convert. So let me know your ideal t-shirt weather. When is winter over and when are you breaking out the t-shirts? So let me see, where are we at? I think we're at a pretty good spot today. It's going to be a couple small builds coming up on some of the next few episodes, but I think we're going to get to the point where we're cheating soon because I don't want to hit 34,000 population before I kind of get out to these other tiles. I want to go buy this tile and start building Kittery. I want to buy these tiles and start working on my airport and cargo. I want to buy the tiles out that way and do a very small suburb area between the trees. It's kind of tucked in by the highway, and same thing kind of over here. Little sparse communities, but nothing too big. This is really where the bulk of our map is built up on. And you probably heard me mention it before. Where you see trees are where people are not. And like big clearings like this is the industrial and airplanes. This is going to be our big mall up here. Maybe a little nature reserve up this way. But, you know, where the trees are where people don't live. That's where the trees live. So we'll probably unlock or turn on the unlock all mod in the next episode. And when we do that, we'll decide kind of, you know, tile by tile. We'll work on little projects here or there. We'll start expanding. We'll start moving some stuff around. So let me know what you'd like to see in the next upcoming episodes. What are you most excited for? To see things like, you know, the other side of the river and Kittery built out? Do you want to see, should we start working on the trade airport and all that stuff? Do we want to build some smaller suburban communities out this way? I'm interested to know kind of what your thoughts are on the city so far. I know that there are parts that are a bit of a mess, and this is a great example. But we've offloaded some of the traffic over here. It's at least not backing up all the way to this side of the turbine. Now it's backing up over here to the turbine because of this kind of slow traffic coming through here. So this is a really inefficient thing, but it's just kind of an idea to get a placeholder in, and we'll continue again. No. Okay, save. We're saving. That totally hung wicked bad. By the way, wicked is a very New England thing. May mean something totally different in your part of the world, or part of the country. But my game is starting to hang real bad, so we'll make sure that it's saved. Where do we? Yeah. Okay. So let's save it because it's getting a little rough around the edges right now, this game. But I think that's a pretty good spot to end today's episode. I mentioned the charitable fundraiser that we're doing for able gamers. You won't necessarily find a link on every video this season because of some back-end problems with YouTube, but hopefully they'll get that sorted. If you want to contribute, go back to one of the previous episodes. It should have a green fundraiser text underneath the video title, and there's a donate link in most of the videos from this season, but unfortunately I'm having problems adding them to some of the newer videos. So keep an eye out for those. Head back to one of those videos if you'd like to contribute. In the meantime, if you did enjoy this video, likes, comments, and shares all help this channel and are greatly appreciated. If you're new here, subscribe and consider hitting the bell to get notifications for updates in this and other series. Follow me on Twitter and join the Discord if you want to get involved in the discussion. Thanks so much for tuning in. Until the next one, this is Move the Mouse, signing off.